What's up, world? It's your boy Drew Marcy. Welcome to How to Rap. And as you can see behind me, we have the Washington Monument here in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. And it looks like a big ass dick. I know it does. You know it does. Let's just address the situation at hand. And it made me think a little bit about confidence in the rap game, because let's be honest, that's really what you need to be the big success that you want to be. You need a big ass dick. You need to let it all out in a way that you can see this big thing right here. It's pretty much like America saying that's what we're about. And that's had some consequences, as we all know. But in the rap game, lucky for you, you are not a country, you're not an empire, you don't have a big army that you're just throwing around anywhere. You're just you. And the fact of the matter is, it's kind of sad. A lot of the people I see working with me or contacting me on my email, and I'm getting hit up on Twitter, everything, what they're lacking is a little bit of confidence, a little bit of the ability to let it hang out. You need a big ass dick. So anytime you feel a lack of motivation, think of my big face and this big dick, and you'll understand. Pause. So, what does this really mean for you? You know, you need to have a little bit of an inner voice that is telling you and pushing you on in your career. In any situation you might find yourself, you need to practice this. You need to practice your voice coming out as, you know, I can do this. I can freestyle here. I can shoot a video in the middle of public, in the middle of the nation's capital. I can do this. Because most people, what they do, they think that these rappers, they just grow up cool. Like Jay-Z came out of the womb with like a big diamond chain and he was just confident. Or, you know, Biggie was just rapping on the corner forever. But really, these are people that had an inner voice that they probably worked on in order to develop themselves, to be more confident, to have more of the ability to tell themselves the right things to help them freestyle at a party, to help them shoot a music video where they need to, whatever it is. So, letting it hang out is what you really need to work on. And the way that I personally do this, and I had to work on it, you think it was initially easy to just shoot videos in public or freestyle in public, is, you know, I really started to realize that rappers are human beings who had to work on developing their confidence like everybody else. And there was a time in which Kanye West wasn't a confident guy. There was a time in which Jay-Z didn't have Beyonce on his arm. And so somehow or another, they got in their brain H to the Izzo, or, you know, stronger, you know, that, like, the music can be your arm to get more confident. The music can be your own soundtrack. And how does that start? It starts with the inner voice in your head. So in the same way you're making a track where you're like, I'm cooler than you, I'm more successful, got more girls, start with your inner voice. Next time you're about to freestyle with some homies or whatever, next time you're about to record or release a song on SoundCloud and you're nervous that parents are gonna hear it or somebody's gonna judge you, what I want you to do is start with that inner voice and feed it. And think about letting it hang out, just like this thing right here. Start saying, no, I'm gonna put this out, I'm gonna let it hang out, I'm going to do this. You know, don't question it, just do it first. Let that voice start to build up and build and build. And then by the end of it, next thing you know, you're like a Jay-Z with anthems with your name, people singing the stuff. You're like a Kanye West, maybe not as far as him, because we know he gets a little bit off the rails with that stuff, but you want to get that feeling going, you know? And then you have albums, a Marshall Mathers LP, and, you know, people chanting your name. Think of all the rappers that you admire with cool names that they have owned, let it hang out, and fed their inner voice in the music, but also just in their head. You know, it's a running tape. So let it hang out, just like this big old thing right here, just like my big old head next to it, and, you know, build that confidence. And I'll be there for you. Hopefully this is motivation, and we're not gonna stop. So here I am, peace and blessings, Happy New Year, all that stuff. Let's take it over. Peace.